Well, Sean, your first Premier League game in charge of Nottingham Forest, your first defeat in charge of Nottingham Forest. How do you reflect on the afternoon?
Yeah, it was one of them. We came down and, the old adage after the Lord Mayor's show, a lot of accolades for the other night's performance, rightly so. But we're coming to a side who are, I think, statistically number one in the Premier League for physicality. And they showed it, their desire, their endeavour to just do the hard yards. It wasn't a lack of the understanding from our group, but I don't think they can carry that out yet. So we've got a lot of work to do on that side of things, just physically. I've spoken to the players about that when I first got in. They've been terrific, I must make it clear. Bad result today, bad performance, particularly in the first half, so there's no denying that, but they have been excellent. They've absorbed it, they've taken it on, and they've delivered it so well on Thursday. But first half, they were miles short.
Why do you think that was? Because obviously the second half was far brighter than it was in the first 45.
You got all sorts in there. You got travelling fatigue, the games programme, the pressure, because everyone's thinking, God, we've got in these big competitions. Of course, the Premier League speaks for itself. Europa League, big result, bit of relief, all these things, and we're trying to get so much into the players, and that risk and reward of how hard you work and how hard you rest, so to speak, or the way you find rest, is difficult, and then the mental side of it and overloading with information or trying not to and trying to cram so much in for them. So there's a lot of work to be done. I didn't come in here naively. The league table does tell a story. So I'm never thinking there wasn't work to be done, but I think it showed itself, particularly first half today.
In terms of the first goal, I'll ask you about the actual goal in a moment, but the decision that led up to it, clearly you're going to have some frustration. I mean, you let your frustration be felt because the replays clearly show you should have had a goal kick.
Yeah, and then I get booked and you're scratching your head because they wonder why you're getting, annoyed. We can see it from miles away. The lines person gives it as a goal kick. That was clear. The referee overrules them from a wrong position where they can't see. That is really frustrating because we can talk about the next bit, of course, but it shouldn't even be there, so the next bit doesn't happen. That is really, really frustrating. I was watching the Brighton Man U game and the decisions yesterday with the VAR, I'm just, we're left scratching our head, and today I know there's a rule, they can't do that, but if it leads directly to a goal, surely when it's that clear that they've got to do something, because that's bizarre to me. But anyway, we didn't deal with it. We didn't deal with the second. Fair play to them, their anticipation, the way they've been going this season, onto everything. So credit to them. Breaks away, we all stand staring, the lad whacks it in the corner, and you're 2-0 down, and 2-0 down in the Premier League is a tough scoreline to come back from.
Fair to say, though, with that first goal that you'd like your goalkeeper, Matz Sels, to be a bit stronger in that situation?
Look, the way the game is, you do get them. Because even a nudge nowadays is enough to put you off balance, and you do get them. We didn't today, but I'm not going to cry it in over a season. You just hope them things pay you back.
What positives do you pull from the second half, having made that triple change at half-time?
Yeah, a lot more endeavour, a lot more sort of. We're trying to play, we're trying to force, we're trying to find ways. At least they were trying to find ways. My only gripe today, really, and the second half this is when it did adjust, and I thought we did better, is not putting the ball in the box. Too many backwards passes, too many sideways passes. And that sometimes comes when players are a bit tight. They lack that freedom of when you're confident. Look at these, they've had a great start to the season, they're confident, everyone's flying, running forwards, putting crosses in, asking questions, etc. When everyone's a bit tight, they get a bit cagey, and no one quite wants to make a mistake or put the ball at risk. I think that's something we've got to, we did affect it the other night, don't forget, against a very good side in Porto. We've got to take that on the road, and we've got to learn to find consistency and raise the minimum, not the maximum. The maximum can look after itself. What about the minimum days when it's not quite your day? We come in today at half-time 0-0. Let's say if we do the minimum bit and do it well, it gives you a chance.
How close do you think you are, or how far away do you think you are from the team being the confident outfit that you need them to be, that we saw from Nottingham Forest last season?
Yeah, there's a lot of work to be done. We've got players injured who have been very, very good players over the last couple of seasons, certainly last season. We've got to get them fit, we've got to get the group fitter in my way. I must make that clear. I'm not questioning other managers in my style. So we know we've got to work with that, but we've only got so many opportunities because of the amounts of games we've got. So a lot to look forward to with the progress, but a lot of work to be done as well.
And a whirlwind week at an end for you. I imagine you feel like
that's why this voice is worse than normal, and there's got lots of work to do this week. So I don't think this is going to be relaxing.
You're taking time out from speaking for 24 hours.
I wish I've got to do this, all this media stuff. But anyways, it's part of the job.
All right. Well, I won't take another word from you. Thank you.